Hi, welcome to Minnesota Music Mom. I'm Karen Davis. I know it's been about 8 months since I did a recording. Life just took over, but I'm alive and well. And if anything did happen to me, my kids are going to let you know. So that's taken care of. But I would like to play a song out of an organ book I haven't played out of yet. It's called Easy Hymn Preludes for Organ, Volume 8 by Concordia Publishing. And I hope I'm pronouncing his name right, Jeffrey Blersch, B-L-E-R-S-C-H. I got this book in 2015 from a Northwestern Publishing House music workshop in New Ulm. And I'm really, going to a music workshop is like a kid going into a candy store. It is so much fun. But I'm going to play a song for you that I played for this last Easter pre-service, and it's called Praise to the Lord the Almighty. It's 4 pages long with 1 flat. And then after the song, if you want to hang tight, I will update you a little bit on what's been going on. So I made some errors, obviously. That last section, I don't know, does it sound better with, I'll add great to great 4, and maybe this time I can hit the right notes when I play it for you. All right, so the very last section, I just added great to great 4 on this. I don't know, that might be too harsh, too sharp, but at any rate, the setting is your choice. So however you wanna set it. Yeah, I had some difficulty in some of this. You heard some of it, and plus, I'm just out of practice for. I'm on take number 11, so it's like whatever. This time, if I make mistakes, I'm just going with it. Okay. So some of the difficulty that I had. One thing I want to thank a subscriber. I'm so sorry, I don't remember your name, but you had mentioned to me don't pound the keys, and I find that I do that sometimes. It's like I get emotional and I want to really, get into the song, and then I find myself pounding the keys. It's an organ, you don't have to pound the keys. So that's one thing I keep in mind with this particular song, because I love this song. and I just have to be gentle with my key touch. Also, one thing I had to work on was when to pick up the note for the pedal, because there's specific spots in here where the pedal is, and then when the pedal isn't, and I would meld those together where I'm not supposed to. So I had to pay attention to that. And then also turning the page is where I flubbed up here too. Turning the page, I just have an issue with that. But let me show you a couple of the pages here. Let's see, let me show you page number 2. Just to give you an idea of what the song looks like. And then let me show you I use this so much, the last cover, the cover is coming off. And I'll show you the last page as well. And let me go ahead and show you the index in this book so you can get an idea of the other songs in it. And then there's of the tunes as well. All right, so this book again is Easy Hymn Preludes for Organ, Volume 8 by Concordia Publishing, Jeffrey Blersch. And I have quite a few songs in here actually that I want to play for you. And the song that I just played, Mistakes and All, was Praise to the Lord, the Almighty. 4 pages long with 1 flat. All right, so I want to say if you like the video, or maybe want to, well, if you like the video, can you click like? I invite you to click like. And if you would like to be notified when I do more videos, please consider clicking subscribe and the bell. Okay, so there's a couple things I want to say. So much information. I don't think I can get it all in this time, but there's one thing that I have on my mind I wanted to mention for you musicians. It has nothing to do with my life. It has to do with your subconscious. On a different video, I had mentioned about this too. I played for a funeral recently, and there was one song I was a little nervous about as far as making mistakes. Now, I have played this song before. I played it for other funerals. I played it for pre-service. But for whatever reason, I just had a feeling that I was going to make mistakes on it, but I chose to play it anyway. I chose it as my first song because I figured if I make mistakes on it, I'll get it out of the way. So the music is starting, I'm going ahead and I'm playing this first song, and then my brother comes up because we have to decide for sure, like, what are we going to do when the family's ready to come in for the processional? Is the usher going to ring the bell and then I'm going to stop, or am I going to stop and then they're going to ring the bell? What I like to do, and I always tell them, is I want to have someone come up here and tell me the family's ready to come in. Okay, then I can find a place to stop. I stop. I go from the piano, because I usually do my pre-service songs on the piano. I move to the organ, so I do my processional on the organ. And while I'm moving from the piano to the organ, the ushers can ring the bell, and then everybody stands up, and the family comes in. So my brother came up, and he's an usher, and we were discussing how we were going to do this for sure, so we understood, because I didn't have a chance to talk to him before the music started. So I'm playing this song. Now keep in mind, this is a difficult song where I'm thinking, I'm going to make mistakes with this. So I'm playing, and he comes up, and I said, you can go ahead and talk to me. So we're talking, quietly to each other, and he's saying, well, what did we decide to do now? Are we going to do this? And we're talking to each other, we're having conversation, and I'm just going ahead and playing the song. And he's like, well, I thought we were going to do that. I'm like, well, no, we're going to do that. We're having this long conversation, all the while I'm playing the song. And then I'm almost to the end. I'm like, you know what, just a minute, I'm almost done. So then I finished. I just had several measures left. I finished, and then we had a short conversation before I got into the other song. And I realized my subconscious just completely took over. I didn't make any mistakes. I wasn't nervous about making mistakes. I just played the song. I mean, I had played it enough times before. I was familiar with it. I could have a whole conversation and just go ahead, and my subconscious just took over, and I played the song, and I didn't make any, mistakes. And so it's like, that's what happened. That's what my other video, I don't remember which one, but that's what I had mentioned on my video before, is sometimes we try to take control over our subconscious. It's like, we played the song, we know the song, don't get nervous about playing it, just play the notes. Just play the notes. Your subconscious will just go ahead and let it go. Just let it be free and let it go, and don't try to take control over something you don't need to take control over. All right, I wanted to mention that before I forgot. So just to let you know real quick here, my weight, I got off the wagon and I went all the way back up to 190. When my last video, I think I was down to maybe 179 or 180. I got up back to 190. Now I'm going back down again, and right now I'm bouncing between 184 and 186. So that's where I'm at with that. Also with our heating system in our home, that whole thing, we really, have you ever heard the description, dressing up a pig? Yeah, well, we decided that's basically what we're doing with our old farmhouse. I mean, our farmhouse is over, I know it's over 125 years old. It's like dressing up a pig. I mean, we were starting to refurbish it, and then we got into it and realized this is going to cost a lot more than we thought, and then our heating system went out and all that. So now we're trying to find what we're going to do for next winter so that we don't spend another winter in this house, because at some points we were basically wearing stocking caps and parkas and mittens, you know, just to live, because it was cold in the house. Even with the furnace and with space heaters and so forth, because there's a big section of our house that no heat gets to. So that's what's been going on here, is trying to figure out, you know, what we're going to do for the winter. Are we going to bring in a modular home and whatnot? And the kids are involved in it, and it's just a lot going on. And then that other project, I had the big gorilla on my back. I didn't really tell you what that problem was. That is getting towards the end, but it isn't quite done yet. So now maybe it's changed from a gorilla to a monkey. I don't know, but it's still on my back. But it's better. It's a little lighter. All right. What else? There's just things going on. Oh, and then I'm a caregiver for my husband. My husband has some health and also memory issues, and so I can't be away from home very long. So doing this Minnesota, I live about 15 miles from church. So when I play for Sunday morning, I leave home at 7 to get to church to practice, and then it's the service, and then, you know, to get home, because I don't know if he needs help, what he's gotten into while I've been gone. And so I can't then stick around to do a MNMusicMom video on Sundays after the service like I usually did. And now I'm having issues with my piano at home, even worse than I did before. A lot of the keys are not a lot, but some of them are just sticking, and I wouldn't be able to do a video, let's just put it that way. Using my piano at home, I wouldn't be able to do a video, and I don't have the money to repair it. So I would need to use the piano here at church. So today I made a specific trip to come to church to do a video, because it's been 8 months, and it's like, man, I got to do a video. I just need to do a video. And so I ran to church here to do it. And I need to run home, you know, because I can't be gone that long with my husband's situation. So that's why it's harder now. It's more difficult for me to do a video. Basically, I'm not going to get into the, you know, my whole life or whatever. But if you've been following me on my Instagram, MNMusicMom Instagram, I haven't really been posting anything there either. My Facebook, I haven't really been posting anything. I've just got too many other things going on. But you know, I got to say, I always try to be positive, and I always try to be encouraging, and I do have a strong faith in the Lord, but I do have to say that there were days when I just pretty much did what I absolutely had to do, and then went to bed and just laid there and hid from the world in the dark. I just couldn't handle it. It just overwhelming. So many things going on, and heavy duty things at the same time. My mind just could not focus. So I just lay there, and I would just think to myself, there's so many things I have to do, but I just can't even. And also sometimes I would sit in my office, and I intended to do things on the computer. One thing is look for a job. And I just found myself staring out the window at the trees, because I just couldn't focus. it was just all too much, just overwhelming. But I mean, I always talk to God about it, and He gives me strength, and then I would get out of that slump again. I'd be in a slump for a little bit, but then I get out of it, and I'd get myself back again, like, you know, like you see me on here. I've got energy and encouragement and positive. I can't always be that way. You know, sometimes I get in a slump too. But I trust in the Lord, and He gives me strength to get out of it. About the job, that's another thing. Yes, I am looking for a 100% full-time remote job because of the situation where I'm a caregiver for my husband. I really can't be gone. So right now I'm working for Robert Half as a temporary, and the assignment I'm on is fantastic. I love it. I love the job. I love the people. It's awesome. Couldn't be a better job. The only problem is it's not enough hours. And so that's why I'm looking for a full-time 100% remote job. So that's in there too that I'm thinking of. And then all the things that my husband used to be able to do, he can't do anymore. And so then now I need to do them, and I forget sometimes what needs to be done because I didn't have to do it before because he took care of it. And so then that burden, should I say, is on my shoulders also. So it just takes getting used to. And also, I guess, I want to say for other people that are in the situation that I'm in, you need a support group. And I have a wonderful support group with my children and my sister. My sister went through the same thing with her husband. I have already been through a couple Alzheimer's situations. My great aunt that lived with us when I was growing up, she had Alzheimer's, and my mother-in-law who lived with us for 8 years, she had Alzheimer's and bone cancer. And so I've been through this before, and I don't know if my husband is going to get Alzheimer's. It might just be, a memory issue that doesn't get any worse. Hopefully not. But I'm going to need patience and strength from the Lord, definitely. And you need a wonderful support group, and I do have that. So that's what helps me get through. But I think for those of you who are sharing this kind of situation with as far as your spouse, you kind of expect it for your parents and your grandparents to get that way, but when it's your spouse, it kind of throws you for a loop. You think that maybe the possibility is there that it'll happen, but then when it does happen, you're not ready for it. You're not ready for it. So it takes some getting used to. But I gotta say, God is real. And this last spring here, one day, I was sitting outside on our swinging bench outside, and it was a gorgeous day. After a heavy-duty winter, I was sitting on our swing outside and just enjoying the day, and I was talking to God. I said, God, this is such a gorgeous day. Thank you for the temperature is just right. There's just the right breeze. It's just perfect. I mean, there's only one thing. I said to God, there's only one thing I can think of that would make it just like the cherry on top. And that would be if a bald eagle would land at the top of that evergreen tree. That would just be, that would be the cherry on top. Within 2 minutes, I kid you not, within 2 minutes, a bald eagle landed on the top of that evergreen tree. A lot of you might say, and I've had videos about this too, oh, that was a coincidence. Bald eagles, they come every now, and give me all sorts of excuses and reasons why that just happened to be a coincidence. No, siree, bub. It was God. There's no way you can tell me that out of the blue, at that moment in time, when I happen to be sitting on the bench outside, which I usually don't do, at that time of day, on that particular day, I happen to be sitting on the bench, and I just say to God, what would be good is if, cherry on top is if a bald eagle would land at the top of that evergreen tree, and 2 minutes later, a bald eagle lands on the top of that evergreen tree. You can't tell me that that wasn't God answering my prayer. You can try to tell me that, but it was not a coincidence. God is real. And he listens to us. And he is what's getting me, he is who is getting me through all of this. So, if you are going through some difficult times and you have not reached out to God yet, I would suggest you do that. All right, so the song that I shared with you today is Easy Hymn Preludes for Organ. Volume is out of the book, Easy Hymn Preludes for Organ, Volume 8. And like I said, I truly think you would enjoy this book. It's got some nice selections, so I will be playing more out of here. I cannot specifically say that I will do a video every week because it is more difficult for me, but don't give up on me. And thank you so much, you subscribers, for hung in there. And it did also grow. My subscriber base grew, even though I was 8 months with nothing. My heart appreciates that so much. Thank you so much for hanging in there with me. All right. Well, wherever we go, we need to bring sunshine because there are people out there that really need it. Thanks for visiting, and we'll catch you later.